I just downloaded a new scene, so I'm just making sure everything's working. It's got me a little bit high in the camera. Let's see if I can change that. Maybe get a bit of a tilt down. This way. Better. And my green screen's playing up a little bit. Just adjust that. Filters. I don't know why. What's going on? Whoa, bro. That's a bit better. Smoothness. Yeah, pretty good. That'll do. Good enough anyway. Welcome everyone to this week's stream. So, we have a new overlay. And after last week's devastating loss of 1,000 ped to Halloween Mayhem, well, Halloween in general, I've gone to the trouble of purchasing. Here we go. Okay, that's a letter from one of my friends. I better read that later. Yeah. So get rid of these Mayhem things. I've still got a crafting daily here to do. So we're going to do some mining today. Go out and get some Bloss and some Melchi. So we're going to hit our favourite area. Let's go to 2 car, where I know what I'm doing. My brother's sending me Bruce Lee Diamond Hand gifts to make sure I don't sell. He gets a little bit excited. Okay, so first point of call, unequip this weapon. We're not hunting anymore. And we got 100 keys. We've got a little bit of ammo here. We'll convert that. Some loot pills we'll put down here. What else? Put these tokens away. Ended up with some Mayhem tokens, whatever. Output amplifiers, we'll sell them later. Stack them there when there's not so many around. Now, boxes. Well, I've got 49 Halloween boxes. As you can see, I've got a large supply of Christmas boxes. Just put all this shit down here, away from my work area. So let's just split. I don't want to use all the keys because I want to save some for mining boxes. Even though the game, for all the mining that I do, for some reason just doesn't want to give me mining boxes. And I do a lot of mining. I'm going to split this into, say, 31. That'll give us a few keys for mining boxes in the future. That'll be a total of 80. So we've got 20 keys. Oh, maybe we can do 10 more boxes. We're not going to get that many mining boxes. Let's do 15. I'm just going to leave 5 keys for mining boxes. There we go. Alright, let's start with the Halloween one, shall we? It's pretty cold here today, 12 degrees Celsius. I'll use the good old spacebar trick. See if we get anything good. A lot of ammo so far, so that's good. We need the ammo for the mining run. Oh, sorry, I pressed the spacebar too quick then. I'm looking for the new implant. That'd be cool to loot that. I mean, I wouldn't have opened boxes. I would have just went mining and hoped to get that, you know, recoup that 1,000 ped. But we all know how the game works. And money taken in hunting's basically gone. To be resurfaced at a later date, I'd imagine. Whereas mining and crafting are a little bit more, well, yeah, they're not as brutal as what hunting can be. Hunting's like drinking a bar with your friends. You go there with $300 or $400 and come home with nothing, but you have a good time. Crafting and mining's like brewing the beer and either drinking it all yourself or selling it to your friends. Oh, well, here we go. What do we got? Bang. Friggin' melee amps. They really got to get rid of them out of the game. Especially the ones out of the boxes. The 20% ones are good, but the rest are just trash. No one buys them. No one wants them. And no one needs them. Couple of crap pills. What do we got here? I wonder what this is. It's just a gamma. Man, really with the melee amps, guys? You couldn't have given me a gun one that I use? I reckon those amps should spot out pertaining to your skills. A lot of clothes spitting out. Whoa, multi-box. Nice. A1010 MG. We're going to pop that. I love me some 100% skill pills. A few more neurotism Y2s. I just refine those. Come on, give me the implant, bro. What up, MA? I spent 1,000 ped on Friday. I want something in return. Alright, that's all the Halloween boxes opened. Now we're going to have to open these Christmas ones. I really wish I did have more Halloween boxes, but not really. I'm impartial to them. Christmas stuff is just as annoying. I looted a Christmas ring. The 2017 Christmas ring. I looted that. And I sold it to Francis Dance Kitten. Well, I didn't. I did sell it. I sold it and traded it for a pistol for my wife. A Mayhem Scintillator Azure. Beautiful pistol. Tier 7 it was, or Tier 6. She's been using that thing for years. It has saved us so much money. And I think he gave me 13,000 pet as well. Actually, it was a good sale. Now that you look at it today's market, you know, the pistol's probably dropped in price, but the pet was good. It's funny, I looted that ring off boxes I bought off the auction house. I don't remember who I bought the boxes off, but I didn't loot them myself. I just bought like 50 off the auction house because I needed to get some ammo happening. And there was a ring in there. After we finish opening these boxes, we're going to head out to one of my favourite spots to get some blow smelchy. We're going to need some more gas and grease. Belcar, of course. We're going to do our normal peninsula run. And then we're going to do our around the mountain run. Which will take up the entire stream, basically. Once we've got this ammo sorted, I'll repair the amp and make sure that the finder's got enough juice on it for the journey. And then we're good to go, basically. Really liking the loot pill amount, especially with Christmas Mayhem coming up. It's only around the corner, really. As predicted, all the Halloween stuff in the shops is gone, and in the same spot, instantly there was Christmas stuff. I couldn't believe it. Oh, I know it happens every year now. What do we got here? Oh yeah, it's one of those 3-day pills. Nice. Might use that during the Christmas Mayhem. Nutristim. I pop them sometimes just to get rid of them. I've got an enormous amount of candy canes in my bank. Gee, I thought that box opened a little bit special then and we got nothing out of it. That's it. Didn't get any gun amps. Nothing special. Just garbage. Oh well. Let's move on. So we've left 5 keys for mining boxes. Let's recycle some of the stuff, shall we? So what do we got? Hyperstim will keep. Loot pills will keep. Candy canes will keep. Nutristim, can't recycle them. Nutristim Wise go. What? Oh, sorry. What am I thinking? I've got to refine them, not recycle them. All right, neurotism Y, refine. I like to keep the AccuStims. We got a 50% skill pill too. Nice. We're going to use both of those. Neurotism B, they're a refine. Medisims I'll keep. People like them. I've got a big stockpile of them. If anyone really wants them, I've got lots of them. Okay, and now, so the rest of this is all keeper stuff. Oh, what do we got here? Nutristim 5, yeah, and normal skill pills. All right. Now we will recycle the unwanteds, and that will be all of the fireworks, the snowballs, and the Christmas garlands. Oh, I'm so glad they separated those two tabs. So good. What do we got else? Clothes. We've got the Halloween stuff. We don't need any of that. I've already got heaps of the stuff in the bank. So recycle all that. 72 ped in total. And we've ended up with, well, we've got 1,000 ped of ammo. Good enough for me. Sell all these. I want to chuck this big gun away now. We don't really need it in the near future until Mayhem. See if we can get enough daily tokens together to buy another one. 10% alphas, man. I've got them all here. I keep collecting them. Where'd the gamma one go? I'm pretty sure I looted a gamma one. Remember it was in the yellow thing? Where'd it go? That's weird. It's just not here. Nah. Oh, well. Sucks to be me, I guess. Yeah. What's this? Glowing horns. Okay. I can't believe I didn't get that amp. Or it was a gamma amp, and I just didn't get it. Alright, we're gonna... Oh no, the amp's fully repaired. We've got plenty on our finder. Our extractor's looking healthy. We've got some ammo. I think we're good to go. Oh, it went... What? Oh, it's a Mind Force amplifier. This isn't what they were talking about, is it? You don't just get a limited one. No, that can't be the prize. I thought there was an unlimited 3% one. Yeah. What have we got here? I've got another message from someone else, so I better... Oh, Binance. A password change was made to your account. If this wasn't you, call this number. If this wasn't you... Oh, man. You know, these scammers, they're getting pretty smart. That was sent from Binance, apparently. Now, I've gotten several of these. My account isn't being hacked. They can't change the password. I've got two-factor authentication on the account. They would need my phone and all this carry-on, right? So they're just trying to trick you into calling them, clicking on a link, whatever. And it's just crazy how they just... they try to trick you into giving you all this shit. Well, hey, Spike, how you going, man? It's not an amp. Oh, okay, I gotcha. This is a Mind Force amp, but what you're talking about is this fucker here. It's actually a proper implant, is it? That needs to be sold. Didn't see that was there. And does it replace this? Would I unequip this and put that in instead? 30 HP cost. Motherfuckers. That's a bit rough, isn't it? 30 HP. Ooh, yeah, that is rough. Oh, fucking hell, man. Don't know what they're thinking. Glass cannon? Don't know. And 3%? They could at least give you 10% damage for such a big hit on your health. I mean, if you're killing something that can't really hurt you, it wouldn't really matter. If you're just mulling through, like, curbs or something, but I'm pretty sure you'd want it to do a little bit more work than that. Up to level 150, are you? Hey, Spike, I just increased my volume in my Windows for my microphone. Is it too loud now? Like, do I need to tone it down? Because I can get quite loud speaking sometimes. For some reason, I had my mic volume on 28. So I upped it to 70, but I'm not sure. Okay, good. Yeah, all right. We'll run a test for a little bit. I mean, I can always drop it down in Streamlabs. I've got it on full bore there. But anyway, yeah, we'll run it for a while and see what happens. All right. So I've got everything I need. I might just repair this refiner just for the sake of repairing the refiner. To this. Oh, hang on a sec. My screen timed out. Green volume loading. What was I doing? Repairing this. Did I repair it? Yep, I did. And that's about all I'm willing to repair right now. And I believe I do not have the... Oh, no. I do have a mining daily. I think it's zinc. Yeah, I do. Okay. Okay, we won't go there. We'll go to... Well, we'll go to 15. And teleport across. Oh, my fucking mum's ringing me. Yeah. You home?
I just resold the house that fell over.
You just what?
Oh, the house that crashed, my contract crashed, I just resold it.
Oh, very nice. So you got nothing to worry about then.
Driving home. Oh, well, it's not a done deal. Contract's been signed.
Yeah.
Agreed to full day.
Okay.
Tell you what, I love to see the balance on my account.
On your what account?
On my savings account.
Why?
$87,000.
Good. Good. Keep it that way.
Just enough to pay what I need to pay.
Yeah, that's good, and that's a good thing. I would take that as a win.
Well, it's like a blessing. The tax money is just like a blessing.
Yeah, well, you left it for all that time, and I'm glad that you didn't have to pay them.
Expected blessing. I was expecting 5 or 6 to get that much back.
Mm.
It's just incredible. And I've still got 2 more years to go.
Yeah.
I reckon I'll get nothing from last year. Maybe I'll get a couple grand back, so I'm not going to
Anyway, I got to go, Mum. I'm streaming.
okay.
Bye. What'd I tell her, man? I stream between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. my time, daylight savings time. And she still fucking rings me. It's just like that information does not get processed or a shit given about. All right, let's start this run. Go. I wouldn't mind the 1,000 ped back from the hunting trip. Don't get me wrong, in form of a Hoff. Hang on a sec, I've got to change this UI. I don't want that badonk happening all the time. Go back to displaying my loot windows. Alright, we need some Melchi. We're a bit low on Melchi. That'd be good. Yeah, so if you can get a read on the dropping probe sound, my voice, and the music for me, man, that'd be great. Because I can adjust all those things down or up. Was that a Bombardo? Sure was. Bombardo picked up. No music. That's weird. Just let me scroll through here. Oh. I don't have the Spotify audio source in here, man. Media, video and audio. Application audio? No. Audio output capture. No. I can't copy it from another. Give me a sec. Give me a quick sec. I'll copy the source from the starting screen. Just give me a quick sec. Alright, now I can paste it in here. Paste reference. Spotify. Okay. So I have, I've just pasted a reference in here. You let me know if it's pumping. And I'll continue the run. Sounds good? Not too loud? I don't like having the music too loud. I just like to have it in the background as a dribble sound. Let's call it a dribble sound. Oh, awesome, man. Thank you for the feedback. That is fantastic. I mean, yeah, when I'm setting a stream up, because I had to sort of rush this one, I was a little bit late. I usually record 2 or 3 minutes of a fake stream onto my computer, but the levels don't ever seem to be the same as it is live, even with a recording. I reckon something happens when you press stream compared to when you press record. And it's good to get the opinion of someone, you know, not in the vicinity to see what's going on. Getting a bit close to those other claims there. It's a bit of a shit area to mine, but I like the stuff that I get out of it. I mean, the only other thing I can do with my voice is put a noise gate on it. So that, you know, any loud guffawing or anything doesn't blow anyone's eardrums out. I think this Saturday night, so not my normal stream time, the guys out of Deuce Vault are going to go on a team hunt. I'm thinking about setting the stream up and streaming that. Might be a bit fun. Maybe we'll get a hoff. They've gotten big hoffs before. One morning my wife went to join the hunt and she just missed out on like a 13,000 ped one or something. I don't know what they were killing. But yeah, I wouldn't mind swapping the content as many times as I can, you know? Not just have it mining all the time. And group hunts are good. I might even try to figure out a way of putting the Discord channel into the stream so you can hear their voices. I'm pretty sure it's not that hard to figure out now. I got Voice Meter Banana going, so I should be able to allocate Discord to the same channel as maybe the music. I don't know. Figure it out anyway. But I I watch some streamers, especially the variety streamers that play a lot of different games, and they've always got a cohort. You know, well, they play a lot of the games together, so they've always got 2-3 people playing with them. It's Raptor, so he streams, you know, city building games, farm simulators, road building simulators. I like it. It's a very relaxed environment to watch. I usually put him on the side when I'm playing some other game on here. That was a bit of a wishy-washy return down to the bottom here. I want to go 2 clicks across and then I'll go directly north. I didn't look at how many probes we had to start with. I think I'll go 3 clicks across just for certainty. Probably here. And go directly north. I forgot to have a map too. Have a small map, like so, for referencing. Yeah. Yeah, oh look, I might implement it again. Fuck man, I'd have to watch an old stream. I can't even remember how I had it set up. But yeah, I do know that the new... Hang on a sec, I just got to move this stuff around. The new, let's put myself in the bottom here a little bit more. The new mining log is easy to use, is easy to set up, and quite usable, all in all. I used to have mega problems with it before, but I think it's okay now. Oh, the old EU interface. Yeah, okay. Yeah, is there any way you can make it the old EU interface? Do they have an option to do that, or are we stuck with this? Oh, okay. Suck. Yeah, I was going to stream yesterday, man. I just had too much work to do. I had to put a load of washing on. I had to clean the bathrooms, because I'm the at-home dad now, so I do the housework. I mop the bathroom floor, mop the kitchen floor, swept upstairs. I've got a little bit more work to do, but I might do it tomorrow. Today I'm going to concentrate on freezing my ass off and playing this. Then I'll go down and have some lunch, do a bit of Tai Chi, and then head off and pick the child up from school. Full day. Next year's her last year, then I have no more children in school. It will be liberating. Yeah, so I've been using Grok a lot lately, and let me just say that there is a learning curve. You can't just type shit in and expect professional answers back straight away. So what I found was, if I started a train of thought with Grok, it's okay in that particular chat, but as soon as you start a new chat, not only does it forget half of the shit you said, but it also makes stuff up that you said. And it tries to quote you. It said, you said on November the 2nd, and it's got all the writing in slanted font, as if you've actually said it. And I go, no, bro. No, I didn't say that at all. Where's your database coming from? So anyway, what I found out in the last few days is that it takes less resource. Grok can't remember anything really. It learns on a massive, uniformed overall basis, and it only takes snippets of what it thinks is worthy of learning. The actual hard facts of your conversation, it doesn't really give a shit about, and it will make stuff up. Now, I was trying to get it to help me adjust a gridbot, which we'd spoken about before, and it didn't remember. And I asked it, is there any way I can get you to retain your memory with me? Or at least retain your memory about this subject? I understand you can't do that with everyone. There'd be data centers on every corner of every street. And it said, oh, yeah, not really. You can copy and paste 3 lines of the last interactions, and I might be able to pick it up from there. No, that doesn't work. It picks it up, but it still makes stuff up. So what I've learned with Grok is you got to download it to your desktop, number one. If you want any use out of your AI, download it to your desktop. Then, when you got it on your desktop, you make a project. And then it's got a little attachment column for all your attachments to live in, where you can delete them and repopulate. And you can call the project a certain name, and that project is that subject on your computer, right? And the thing is, that still doesn't solve the problem. Yeah. Even making a project on your desktop does not solve the problem. So what I've had to do is I've instructed to Grok to make a memory card of our conversation. An easy copy-paste memory card that I can save in text doc format onto my computer, with all the information it needs about that particular conversation. And I told it to go back through the project and scan every single chat and text so that it can get some context about what the hell I'm on about. That works. And it even spits out a memory card with a version number. And I download that into a text document on my computer. And it says, every time we end a chat, I'll make you one of these memory cards. And every time you start a new chat with me about this subject, upload what I gave you, the memory card I gave you. And it said, that's my memory. You downloading this bit of text here and uploading it back up when we start a new chat, that's going to be my memory. So they haven't got it quite good yet. There's no... I would love to be able to download an AI agent onto my computer that remembers everything I've ever said to it and every subject we've ever talked about, but I don't know or even think that that's actually a possible thing to do now yet. It will in the future. I thought we were there, but we're not there. So yeah, interesting stuff. Last week I've been learning a lot about how to use AI, and let me just say that in certain contexts where I've used the AI in certain projects, it is better than any human counterpart I've ever used for that project. I'm just going to talk about one specific project. And I was paying a person for this service before, and once I fine-tuned Grok into exactly what I wanted, and then I done tests. I ran the test in real life, in real time, over the course of a week, and it smashed any of the human services I'd ever hired at no cost. $8 a month for a Twitter verification subscription. This is the way the world's going. It is so good. Yeah, true, and I understand that. Like that's realistic. That's realistic, as if they're going to remember everything, you know. But I did figure out a way of sort of keeping it in line with my ideas and keeping it on track with certain facts. The thing is, it makes facts up, and I tell it to go and scan specific websites. I've still got to go into those websites and copy and paste all the text out of the website for it to get the right answer. It searches on the web, but it says that there's a lot of cached web pages and a lot of information that has been put on the web in the wrong way for it to be able to read it accurately. So if I want to say get advice on a stock grid bot, I've got to copy all the parameters of the grid bot in, tell it what website I'm using, tell it what the current Bitcoin price is, because at one stage it wasn't even able to access the live Bitcoin price. But this new iteration that I've been training, it seems to be more turned on. It's got all the live cryptocurrency prices. It doesn't have old data. Like, it was telling me it was $98,000. I said, bro, it hasn't been $98,000 for ages. And it even told me that I put entry points in at 98,000. I said, no, that's not true. It's just not true. There's no point getting angry at it, because it can only do a certain job. And once you learn what it can and can't do, then, my friend, you are on track to make the big bucks. That's all I got to say. I'm going to use this thing in this project, and if it goes the way I think it's going to go, like, it's giving me guaranteed returns where there's no guaranteed returns. It's giving me risk management. It's doing the whole thing, man. Like, it is fucking crazy. So anyway, I want to use what I've learnt on the AI to turn it into a service that people can use. And I'm going to do it differently. For this particular service I'm talking about, and like I said before, I paid humans for this stuff, right? I was trying to see if AI was better than a person in this respect of what I'm doing. And it is. It's already got a better strike rate than any other human I've ever hired to do this particular job. And I'm going to give this service out for free. I'm going to suggest a certain amount of capital for people to invest into it, you know. And then I only get paid if your investment pays. Then downloading the app will be free. But if you make a little bit of money, I'm going to have a little bit of a 1% contribution fee come out of the profits. If my app doesn't make you any money, well, I didn't get any money either. And you didn't spend any money except for your capital. And let me just say, it's going to be better than you throwing $200 at some random crypto coin or some random odd thing on the internet. So that's what I'm working on. Did I just get Quantium Stone? I need people to recognize what just happened here. I've mined this spot for years and never got a Quantium Stone in that spot. Now, Quantium Stone is over there. on that particular bit of land, and it's just not meant to be here. So that's really funny. All right, that's the end of that little area. Let's jump on our Sky Ripper. Let's see, we used 22, so that's 56. That's 112 drops. 112 times 3, 330. Let's just say 340 ped. Looks like the game's still taking from us because we didn't get any large claims and we got no globals. So we're still in a drawdown. This could go on for a while before it decides to start recompensing us. Oh yeah? How much did they have on it, man? I'm more interested in a level 5 amp actually, but a level 7, that's sort of not too bad either. Okay. Well, let's see. The last time I saw a level 5 amp go for sale, and this is months and months or even years ago, it was 179,000 ped. So I'd be interested to see where that price has moved from back then to now, because things seem to be worth less now. Money's diluting. It's funny, you know. You got everything in real life going up in price, but the things in Entropia going down in price because I guess there's no demand. So now I don't know if that was my first claim. I'm pretty sure these two were my first claim. Oh yeah, and people don't have the money to spend in the game. Makes sense, man. Let's go here. And let's do this. Yeah, it's that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, let's draw up this Cumbrise. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's been tough and nothing's really going the way it's supposed to go. I actually watched the live feed of your the Senate vote yesterday. I had it on my computer for about 2 hours, 3 hours, and they're just sitting around doing nothing, man, and waiting on 4 dudes to make a decision. I don't know what time of the morning it was over there, but it was late. Everyone looked tired, and then all of a sudden, 3 people said, "Fuck this! I want to go home." Cast their vote. They knew they couldn't keep the government shut down for longer than they have, and this is the thing. You know, it's getting too bad for you guys over there. It doesn't matter if they didn't get what they want. They can't keep the government shut down like that. It's just fucking the whole country up. So we all sort of knew that the vote was going to reach 60, and we sort of know it's going to go through. Otherwise, you're going to start getting people burning stuff down in the streets. And on top of that, and this is the reason why I've invested into some stuff in crypto, because the shutdown can't last up to and past Christmas. Could you imagine having a Christmas with the government shut down? It's never going to happen. So all I'm saying to you is, if you were ever going to invest into anything, now's the time. Not financial advice, of course, but me, yeah, shit yeah, man. Like, it's been the shutdown caused so much of a drop in the market, in the crypto market. The stock market doesn't seem to give a shit what's going on. People are just piling money into it because they think they're going to miss out on some AI boom and some future tech shit. But they're going to be sorely disappointed when that shit drops 20 and 30%. We're used to it in the crypto game, but people that buy stocks aren't used to that type of drop. And it's going to be interesting to see the result. Ah, okay. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I only see the black and white of shutting your government down for that long. I don't see any of the finer details about sides of parties and stuff. I really don't understand any of that sort of thing. But from a business owner's point of view, you know, it'd be like me saying to all my workers, guys, I'm having an argument with the wife. You aren't going to get paid for 3 or 4 weeks. But I want you to stick around because I'm going to need you after. You know what I mean? What does that make the worker feel like? Oh, I'm just a fucking piece of garbage. I'm only here for convenience until you get what you need or somebody gets what they need. And fuck me, basically. What if I don't have any savings saved up? What if I don't have any family relatives I can rely on to help me get through the bad times? I'll be on the street in a cardboard box coming into winter. You know what I mean? They're the sorts of things I think about, but I don't know any of the nuances of everything else you guys got going on. To me, it's all crazy, you know. Ah, the air traffic, yeah. Didn't one of your planes crash because of that shit, man? I thought there was a plane crash somewhere. I don't know if it was because of that either. I just heard of a plane crash in one of your states. Oh, okay. So it was just a coincidence, but sad anyway. In the end of the day, no one likes to see people lose their lives. Shit, and so it wasn't a total crash. Like all lives on board didn't get lost, because wasn't it just taking off or something, or landing? They reckon that's the most dangerous time too, when you take off and land. Ah, and what's a DHL plane? Is that like a? Ah, right. Oh, like a it was full of parcels and shit, so it wasn't a passenger plane. Ah, right, gotcha. Yeah, see, they don't give us a lot of information here. I've sort of got a some of the news you guys have doesn't make it here. Our media stops some certain things coming through. And the only way I ever find out is talking to someone from over there, or a YouTuber happens to be talking about it and going on about it. But as for our own media stations, some news obviously gets through, but some just don't bother broadcasting it from over there, which I think is strange. You know, if I was a person that worked in the news, I'd be looking for anything that could get the spot filled for the day, to put it in the cold way they would. My belly's complaining. I had porridge this morning and it doesn't like it. There was no meat involved, you know. Ah, okay. I'll watch that later. Yeah. I just like to keep an eye on what's going on in the world, you know. When you invest, you need to keep your ear to the ground to everything. And it's a pity I've got to try so hard to find any information some of the times. What happened to my auto-equip, bro? They do a patch or something? Now my tool doesn't auto-equip after I jump off the vehicle. I just got used to it. Now I'm back to pressing 2. Not going to kill any more bone crushers or flesh rippers. The 1,000 ped was my limit for any event. So just so that you know, if I spend 1,000 ped and that 1,000 ped gets chewed up during an event, no more event. Ah, cool. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because it's a extractor. Don't know. I'll look next time I jump off. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm pressing F to get off the vehicle, by the way. F. Yeah, he's not equipping it. Ah, bummer. That's alright. I got my finger memory locked on pressing 2 and then F. Even when it was working, I was still pressing 2 and F. Why have I missed that one down there? Too busy talking. Nah, this happened to me the other day, man. I was, it just started working. I didn't change anything. I logged in, started working. Next day I log in, doesn't work. We'll see tomorrow. I'll log in, do a bit of mining, and see if it works. Oh, I'm having sausages for lunch. You bet your ass I am. In a like a wrap with cheese. Cup of tea or coffee. I don't know yet. Haven't made my mind up. We'll see. We'll go over there. I don't know why that one's way over there. Yeah, and look, maybe I bit off more than I can chew. Maybe I should have been aiming for the smaller mobs, you know? I mean, I wasn't killing them that slow. And usually, what I found is that the instance, the Mayhem instance, was quite fair. You basically walked out of there with almost no loss. But as soon as you started to kill the mobs out in the world, man, the first time was fine. I didn't lose any money, but the second time and the third time, yeah, it vacuumed the rest up quite neatly, I might add. I was actually online when the 36k one happened, man. Was there another one? No, the one I was online for was 2 days ago, I think, and it was 33,900 or something. So there was another 30 something thousand off. Nice. It's fucking dumb, man. Rob the rest of us to pay one person that probably doesn't need the money. 33,000 ped. It's not entertainment, man. I haven't been able to work on my fishing game for a while because of all this grok stuff I've been doing. I'll be using grok to design that game as well. But when you come fishing on one of my islands, man, it's a straight out expense with the ability to you decide. So let's just say, comparing Entropia to my fishing game, right? You log into Entropia, you deposit $100. There's a large chance that $100 is gone forever. You get a little bit of skill for it, and some mediocre loot you may be able to sell for markup, right? In my game, if you're just collecting bait ingredients, you are for sure making money. You sell your bait package to the landowner, to the island owner, for $1, let's just say $10. For $10, and he buys it off you for a flat rate of $12.50. and then he sells that bait package to the fishermen or fisher people, for $15. Straight out, cold cut, non-negotiable, fixed amounts. Bait gatherers make money. They don't ever lose. But their skill levels take forever to gain. That's their drawdown. A fisher person can go fishing for 6 hours for $15, which I think is reasonable. And they can either trade their catches in for some of their money back, or they can contribute to the island's growth and their ability to get a reef fishing ticket and their experience. So you get to pick whether your money goes towards your experience or back into your pocket. Or you wouldn't get the money back into your pocket. You would get it as credit that you can use on your next fishing trip, of course. You can cash out of the game if you want as well. That's the way I like to put things, because then you get given the choice whether you're spending your money on skills or not. If you just want to fish for fun and you don't want it to cost too much, you can do that. I myself would be pouring all my money into skills, of course. But giving the people the choice, man. Here you have no choice. It's just like whatever happens to you in here, it's Minduck's decision. They give someone 33,000 pet off. You got no say about it. That person's just getting that money. Yeah, cool, man. That's really good, Spike. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm usually in the same boat. I got my gun client who buys all my guns and amps. He gives me an order. I fill the order, and in general, I can go the whole year without any deposits. But as soon as I do something dumb like hunt or participate in any type of event, my money gets eaten. But if I stuck to the plan of just working, I'd be fine. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm picking claims up in the middle of the two bunches of waypoints. I'm pretty sure the one's south of the older one, so I think I should turn around and go get those. Yeah, well, skills definitely matter in this game, man. You got to get up a high level, you got to get up a decent level to get the ball to roll for you. Especially when it comes to mining and stuff. And crafting. So you bought a Firebird, nice. And I bet you that's handy from going place to place. And is it quicker? Like, obviously you got a warp drive with that when you bought it, yeah? So you just zip in between both locations? Three per total, nice. Oh, 3 pet each way. Still good. So even though they sold you a pretty expensive vehicle, they're still making a bit of money out of you. I guess. Business model. Of course you would. Where's my other note? Waypoints? I must be way up there. Yeah, when I get a warp, I usually get Foxy to do it for me. She's charging about 30 nowadays, I think. Well, to me anyway. I usually give a little bit more sometimes. Especially if I'm carting a heap of ores or something. And not to mention that, you got to wait for them to be online. Sometimes they have to wait for someone else, you know. It's pretty good. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, I think Eagle bought an Equus. Was it an Equus? I don't know what he bought, whether it was a Firebird or an Equus. He bought the same as you anyway, an unlimited flying machine. Is that a person? That's a person. Is that who you get to warp you sometimes? Ah. Oh, yeah, that's good. Nice. Can I somehow add this person as a friend? Copy avatar link. If I click add as a friend, do they have to accept the friend invite? Maybe I'll just copy the link and put it in a post-it note. They will? Okay. Very cool. And online most of the time, I'd imagine. They really should have exploratory space missions, man. Some sort of a mission that you can go on those ships into deep space. I know the game's not designed that way. It would be sick if it was, though. And, you know, you would need to defend against rogue AI pirates trying to blow your ship up. Some of them bigger than what you are. So imagine flying out to space in a massive mothership, and all of a sudden you see this nebula glowing in the distance approaching you, and you get this little warning in your chat: a crab nebula approaches you. If you don't run, you're doomed. And then all of you got to get on like a little push bike or something and pedal your guts out to get the mothership out of the road. I don't know. Some sort of interaction that's fun. Oh, yeah. Like a courier service. Oh, yeah. I mean, that costs 6 ped normally, so imagine if you're in a ship that could carry a lot of weight and take multiple packages. The only problem there is we're going to get some people to actually play the game. Population's been a bit low as of late. No, it looks like I can't fly. Hey, you see those, yeah. Well, it's like everything, man. It's like their promise to make Unreal Engine Entropia. It's like their promise to do a heap of shit. They just don't. They got all these employees in their office and they don't do anything. Did you notice, actually, when I bought those keys about an hour and a half ago, or an hour ago, did you notice that they revamped their website, right? So they've revamped their website. When you go on the website and you go into the web shop, and this is what I think is funny. You go into the web shop and you guys have seen the type of websites people have been designing nowadays, yeah? Fancy as shit. Amazing to operate. You go into there in quotation marks, new website, you go into the web shop and scroll down, and it's like you're in the 90s or the early 2000s. As you scroll down, obviously the pictures that they chose were too big for web or too high resolution or some shit. Because I used to do web design when web design was a thing, but obviously now you just get AI to do all the web designing. And the pictures, and I've got, fiber to the gutter here. I've got a good speed. And the pictures are loading slowly, line by line, as you scroll down this web page. And I think to myself, guys, for fuck's sake, you're running the only cash economy game that I know of. You got all this good loyal player base that spends all this money and gives you a nice steady income, and you couldn't get AI to design a half decent website. You got someone in the office who said that they think they know how to do it, and whack together this 1995 website. Fuck's sake. I mean, the surprises just don't end from them to me. They're still running this old model of, let's send everyone broke so they deposit more. Like, you got to get with the times, man. Well, that's good. They should. They should fire a lot of people that just sit around and do nothing but drink coffee all day. And maybe sling an idea out every 3 to 4 weeks that may work. Let's look at let's do a little bit of a crypto deep dive into their Deep Token, right? Deep Token, they released their own cryptocurrency. Look at the ability they had to generate an amazing crypto token. They've got a game, right, that's got real money in it, right? And people deposit, and they obviously have a plan to set money aside and dribble it back to you maybe later. So they've got this ability to hold capital. And then they invent this Deep Token, right? And it doesn't really have any utility that I know of. And they just expect their loyal player base to buy this token and for it to go up in price, as if they're running a meme coin or something. All they needed to do was do what everyone else is doing now, is to sell the token at a certain amount and raise a lot of capital. Stake the tokens, the money that they raise. First create a DeFi situation where if you buy Deep Token, we'll give you 4.5% on the token, and we'll pay it back to you. We'll pay it to you in Deep Token, and later on, our company will start buying the tokens back. Right? Buyback and DeFi are the two things that make a crypto work, that make people interested in buying a crypto. All they needed to do was create a node with the Ethereum. They bought 32 Ethereum. You got to buy 32 Ethereum now to create a node. You buy 32 Ethereum, you get a share of every transaction that happens on the Ethereum network. Say you get ROI around about 6 to 8%. All they needed to do was shave 1 or 0.5% off the ROI that they were getting from staking all that ETH, give the rest to the Deep Token holders so that they got a yield, and they would have had their cut of every transaction on the Ethereum network in the whole world. The Ethereum network validating node is still deemed to be one of the best investments on the planet. You can't get better return off anything else, because every time someone does a transaction on Ethereum, and that's the way it works, and you've got 32 Ethereum, or you're in a pool with someone else that adds up to 32 Ethereum, you get your cut, and it's big. Go and do a transaction on the Ethereum network. I transacted $20 onto Coinbase. Now, Coinbase is living in the 90s too. They're not using a layer 2. I transacted $20 to Coinbase and paid $10 to the Ethereum blockchain in fees. Talking about having a cash cow at your fingertips. And did they know any of this? Did they utilize any of this information? No, they made the token, it crashed to zero, and no one gives a shit about it anymore. My God. Yeah, that's right. Any type of utility would have been better than none. There's plenty of situations where, okay, I'll give you this example. Mindark floated the game onto the stock exchange. Now, companies don't usually do that unless they're in trouble financially and need capital injection. Capital injection's okay if you need it to expand the business or improve its worth. Capital injection's no good if you're running broke and you just need to pay everyone, and that's just a form of getting money to do that. That means you're in a hole and you're going down deeper and you're going to eventually have no money and be failed. So all they needed to do was, instead of launching the game onto the traditional stock exchange, they just needed to tokenize the game, the entire company, as an asset. Divide it into 1 million tokens or 1 billion tokens, whatever, and that's it. Your deep token share is a share in the company. You get a DeFi ROI from owning the token because the company supposedly makes money. And then by staking your deep token, which means if you own 10 grand's worth and you stake it for 180 days, Mindark's got access to that money for 180 days because it's staked and can't be unstaked after the lockup period. They can invest that into something like Ethereum Validator Node. You know, there's so many different ways they could have went about it to make the token worth something, get the money they needed, and also make yield on tokens that were locked into the game. Now, some people out here have got some big money that play this game, and they could have locked tokens up for a year, gotten their 9%. Let's say you offer 9% for a year lockup. In that 1 year, they could have made so much of a validation node from Ethereum, way more than 9%, and got themselves out of shit. But now they've just gone about it the wrong way. The token's worth nothing. The game's been launched on the stock exchange and is basically paying, I don't know. Does anyone have any shares of Mindark on the stock exchange? I want 2 questions answered. When you bought it, has it gone up in value? And question number 2 is, are you getting any yield? Are they giving you 10% a year? Are they giving you 9% a year? 5% a year? What yield are you getting from owning the Mindark stock? Is it worth it? So many questions need answering, and I bet you I'd be very surprised if the stock launched and it's higher than when it launched at the moment. I haven't looked. I wouldn't have a clue. But judging by the way the game's been run and the things that have been done, I can't see that it's gained value. And the yield dividend, well, if the stock's not gaining value and they're not making any money and they're constantly still going broke, apparently, where's the yield for owning the stock? Because if there's no yield attached to that stock, I wouldn't buy it. There's plenty of stocks out there that provide yield, and if Mindark's not providing any yield for their stock, then the stock's worthless, man. Just owning stocks in the company is worth nothing if the company makes no money. Yeah, good. You know what? I'm gonna after the stream and I've had my lunch, I'll do a deep dive into the MA stocks for y'all. And I'll have a look at what the yield is. I'll have a look at what the price history is. And I'll give you my honest opinion, of course, of what I think's going on. Because I wouldn't be running a business this way, man. They've made too many mistakes. And then when they make a mistake in the game by giving away certain rare items for small amounts because someone forgot to click an extra 0, that's just not fucking good enough. It's not good enough. You're running a real cash economy game. It needs to be audited, back tested on a testing server several times before you release anything live. And they just don't do that. They've made plenty of mistakes in the decade that I've played. They've made some horrible mistakes with this game by just giving money away most of the time to people that are either loyal to them or already know what's going on. As soon as there's an exploit, they're onto it, you know. It's just not good enough. Oh, and is it year end as in the end of December or the end of the financial year? Like, what time of year does that get posted, Spike? Yeah, I'll look that up too. But look, I'm just saying, like, I might not be talking about the right thing, but I'm just saying that from a business point of view, a business owner's point of view, your business needs to make money. A lot of people that I know, man, a lot of people, personal friends that I know, are running businesses on credit. And these fucking businesses aren't going anywhere. And I don't want to tell them because, you know, they've got all their family employed and everything seems to be going okay. You know, oh yeah, we got approved for another line of credit from the bank the other day for an extra $100,000. That's not good news, man. That's not good news that you needed another $100,000 and you didn't expand your business and your business hasn't gotten any better infrastructure and potential. You've just borrowed $100,000 extra towards your grave of your business. It's just dumb. Oh, no worries. Thanks for chilling out, Spike. And getting me riled up about the game. No, that wasn't your doing. I managed to do that myself. Plenty easily. But yeah, good chat, man. And yeah, I'll look into those stats. I'm actually glad you pointed stuff like that out to me. As for this mining run, though, it's a bucket of shit. That's for sure. And I've got to go close this bedroom window, man. Like the amount of cold that's coming through the house right now because of that wind. There's a specific wind blowing through and it is freezing me. BRB. Alright, I'm back. The window was wide open. Yeah, 30 minutes. No, shit. What is going on with the time, man? I've got 30 minutes left of my stream, Spike, so I'll have to see you tomorrow or something. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to pull off this next mining run, to be honest. I've taken too long on this mining run. Is it really 11:30 right now? For me. When my stream started. Yeah, I've been live for an hour and a half. Fuck, that went quick. All I done was talked and mined for a bit. An hour and a half's gone. How you going, Andy? I know that my excavator is more expensive to use, but the adjusted one's clearly the clear winner. But this one's fast. Like it pulls all, especially if I'm doing indoor mining, this excavator is really quick. And I hate spending a long time pulling up claims in indoor mining. Especially if I go to like Arcadia Underground and I do a pretty decent run there. Man, pulling up those ores can drag out for centuries. So that's the reason I spent the money and bought this particular excavator, is because it's just quicker than the adjuster. But the adjuster is way more cheaper and more efficient, of course, to run. Yeah, look, I did do a I did do a long study of all the expenses, including the decay on the excavator, and I found that when I first started my data analysis, I was getting roughly a 92.5% return at around about level 45. As I climbed up towards level 60 and level 65, I noticed that return dramatically increased, especially after unlocking Mineral Sense, to around about 94.5 to 95%. And that was including the decay of the excavator, the mining finder, and all the associated expenses to the mining. So yeah, I don't know if the returns are better for anyone else, but with including decay from the excavator, I'm now around about 94.5 to 95% return on average over, let's just say, a 20,000 ped period. 10,000 ped, the biggest drought I had for averages to come back to 95% or 94.5% was 10,000 ped mining at this caliber with a DSEC 30 and a level 1 amp. That's the biggest sort of gap I had when the average sort of dipped down to around about, say, 89, 90%. But then it quickly corrected itself as I came back towards the end of the 10,000 ped spend. And but that was the biggest gap I had. The rest of them tend to be roughly 1,000 or 2,000 ped to come back to that percentage. So yeah, that's probably the best information I got for you, man. Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe, I mean, Mindark really doesn't give a shit what decay you use, do they? But we've got to use some tool, and my decay might be a tad more. I am only level 70 though, you know. I reckon once you get your mineral sense to around about 6,000 and your levels get a bit higher, there could be a better return to be had there. At the moment, I feel like I've sort of plateaued at a pretty good spot, but I've got a feeling that later on, when I'm a little bit more profit, like got a bit more fiat laying around, I may actually start jumping onto the auction house and buying mining skills to get more levels up, because doing it manually, I'm going to be fucking dead before I get to level 100, man. Yeah, my wife uses the Exhumer, and it's painful to watch, man. It's okay if you're just picking up small claims, but and I suppose you could probably have both of the extractors on you and swap for the Listeriums and the crude oils. But just for the like the cave saps and the dianthus liquids, yeah, you probably could chuck on the small extractor and save a couple of bucks there. But yeah, I don't know, man. 98% sounds good. Oh yeah, good old RE105. I tell you where I do save a lot of money that I've noticed though, is the refiner. I know a lot of miners don't refine their ores before they sell them because it just adds too much cost to their outfit. But this adjusted Shakira refiner adjusted, I done the math between that and just a standard refiner, and it is a lot of money, man. And that's money that they'll just take. Like, that's obviously just a given that goes to them as decay. But the refiner was one thing I was going to make sure that I got a good one of, because I refine everything basically because I craft so much. A bit of a server cross glitch there. Yeah. Just so good. I've only got 20 minutes left. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to maybe not be a retard and fly back over here, because I've got limited time. I've got the rest of the day planned out and my stream can only go for 2 hours. I'm going to plop myself here and we're just going to do a run down to the beach and just collect them all on the way back up. Yeah, but I still think, I reckon mining's still, for me, one of the best activities in the game. Everyone always needs ores. You know, ever since they got rid of nanocubes out of the TT. Yeah, look, I know people have stockpiled shitloads of nanocubes, but they're going to run out eventually. You can only stockpile so much, and they're gone forever. So, and if they start making people use nanocubes to repair stuff, you know, it's only going to increase the need for someone to go out and collect materials. Can't repair your gun unless you participate in the game. I would have done that from the start, but anyway. Bit of canarium and no regolite today. Got a bit of quantum stone, which is very unusual for that spot, but not unheard of. The spot across the pond where I was pointing out before, it's full of small mobs like berrycleds, friggin' Kambibos, Shinkabas. Just really annoying mobs that don't kill you but just piss you off. I'm going to spawn this vehicle. Yeah, I'm going to spawn this vehicle. I'm going to chuck in these ores. Alright, I'll spend 10 minutes dropping probes. And then 10 minutes picking them up. And that should see us out. I've still got 22. I'll tell you what, I've got 44 drops on this finder, so I don't even have to repair it. Let's just go from here. Straight south. Oh, okay. Scratch the idea. Now, do you reckon that it was a good idea or not? Because I personally think, well, I suppose the argument could be you're paying markup just to repair an item. So, in effect, why would I use an unlimited gun and pay repair on the markup on the repair, when I could maybe just buy a gun with markup and avoid that repair bill? I don't know. Markup on guns going to be at least 111%. So you're definitely going to pay more for an unlimited gun. But in saying that, a lot of the unlimited guns are better than repairable guns unless you've spent decent money. I don't know. Yeah, it's a hard one. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, look, you know, you got someone that spent $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 on a weapon. Is it really fair to punish them with more markup after they've invested that much money? Yeah, I think you're right. They should have. They should be able to repair their stuff. It's good that they scrapped the idea. Now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more harder, it wasn't good. What do you think about the idea of them stacking already good tier 8 L weapons though? Do you think that's a good idea? So, you know, you land yourself a nice 3999 tier 8 out of 4000 LR65 or something, and you just want to keep that bad boy going, and you want to feed in, you know, the same gun in over and over just to keep that going. It's like having a UL gun with that many tiers on it without having to tier it up. But then you've got to find the guns, because gun blueprints have gotten less. They're not as abundant as they used to be. They've made life very hard for people like us to craft stuff. I actually like the RS idea. I think gun blueprints should be obtainable through, if Minduck wants to make their money, forget gizmos and get people to do missions to get the blueprints they want. That way we can target the empty spots in the market. See, the thing about it is, when there's an LR45 drought in the market and there's no blueprints, Minduck doesn't just start spitting out LR45 blueprints out of the gizmo crafts. No. They just they just leave it as a random thing. So then some poor bugger like me has got to spend 30,000 odd ped, 40,000 ped to get one LR45 blueprint, and that's good for them for their cycle and everything, but that's frustrating and not something I want to be doing. So I think the RS idea of going to do missions to get specific blueprints is bang on. Yeah, a lot of balancing needs to be doing on their end. And it just, I don't know, man, it just feels like their participation in the economy and slash the game itself has diminished quite considerably as of late. And, you know, when you're running a business like this and you want people to come in, not leave, participation is key. And they're not participating. I don't really see them participating. Like if I was them, I'd be having an event every weekend with a big world mob that everyone could shoot at. It should just be there. One kill worth about 10 grand. Just have it there every weekend. Everyone gets a little bit of a share. Everyone gets to have a bit of fun. You know, why? Not utilising the thing that they have available to them into the best way. And for Lord's sake, they need to introduce codex for mining, man. Why don't we get codex? How come everyone else gets codex? Look at all this Listerium and oil that I've been mining up on Calypso going to waste. I'm not going to another planet. I don't want it. Bit of gas and grease. Good. Did it? That's my last drop. I'll pick all those up now. There's a mob over there. What is it? A Latomi. Trilomite. I'm just going to pick these up in order on the way back. You know, it's interesting that they are saying something about UE5 now because they just brought out 5.7 and 5.7 has a lot of changes that would affect the game. Especially when a lot of stuff has got nanites on it now that it didn't have before. There's been a lot of optimization in the smoothness of the running of the game, especially when it comes down to resource consumption, because I noticed before that any UE5 game that I played on my computer, even the more simple games, the 2D platform games, the computer would start whirring, even in cold weather. So it's obviously chewing a lot of resources up compared to what we're chewing now playing the game in its current state. But I'm sure a lot of that stuff can be dumbed down to accommodate people that may have a lesser computer, you know. That's the only thing I see about UE5 right now. It seems to be very resource intensive, and they need to sort of jump on that. But I think they did in the last 5.7 patch. I did notice something there of them saying that that they have optimized some resource consumption. So here's hoping. Oh, dude. Golden words just left your mouth. You know how this is what I think about crafting and, you know, getting a rare drop in general. You know, you craft and you get a rare drop of a blueprint that no one is ever going to use. But you wonder to yourself, did that just use up my rare opportunity? Like, if I'm going to get it one rare thing in the game every 6 months, 8 months, 2 years, did that just get used up on a Firaco blueprint that no one's ever going to craft? That's the thing that always, you know, I'd wonder about. And if that's the case, yeah, all those obsolete blueprints, they need to go. The game needs to be made relevant. It's just like it's an old carcass getting dragged through the dirt, and it's not being attended to. Shouldn't be too hard to find these claims. I did go in a straight line. When I craft EP3, I do full condition. When I craft any type of gun or amp, always full quantity with residue. I don't, because the resources are too precious to me, especially when I'm crafting higher level guns like LR or BC 6570s. Especially when you're using something like Regolite in an LR 65. Yeah, you don't want those clicks to go to waste, man. I'd prefer to go full quantity on all my L items. The only time I ever do move the slider is if I've run out of residue right at the end of my order and I'm crafting something that's not really got many rares in it. Say, let's say BC 20s. If I've got an order for like 5 more BC 20s and I've got 35 clicks of it, but I've only got maybe 100 pet of residue, I will pull the slider down to halfway and try to spit out those last 5 guns. That's the only time I'll ever move the slider, because it's just, can't afford to have, half a dozen failed clicks and lose all those resources. It's just not happening. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, man, I craft EP3 and I don't really, I reckon I get around about roughly 97% return in the long term. I'll get a HOF every now and again, which will make up for a heap of crafts. And yeah, I usually do quite well. That's why I use EP3 as my residue creator when I'm doing crafts. The other thing that I do to craft residue as well is, if I've got the materials on hand, like the sensors, the filters, and the basic sheet metal, is I will do a run of gizmos up to 4. Now this could have something to do with my level or whatever, but if I do gizmo up to 4, I find generally that it costs me nothing, because they seem to have some sort of thing. As soon as I go over gizmo 4 to 5, the game rapes me, takes all my money. But up to 4 is fine. And then all I do is I recycle the gizmo 4s or any remaining material at the end of the craft. I recycle it all into nanocubes, and then I do an EP3 craft, and then I double down on the residue. It's really good, and I get a few blueprints out of it. 20k clicks, yeah, that's a big session, man. But you're right, though. You're right. 15 to 20k clicks is about right for reasonable outcome and stability in return. Because I'll do a whole week of maybe small EP3 crafts and get bad returns, but then, on the 5th or 6th or 7th day, it'll all balance back out. Just open my phone up and put the messages on, so that my brother can message me over and over without me having to listen to the notifications. Well, that was something else. Something's happening in the crypto world. So I've got TradingView notifications, and I've got Crypto.com notifications, and I've got PyNX notifications. So I've got a few happening there. Where have we got left? Let's just create these waypoints so that we know what's going on. Don't want to miss any claims. There we go. Pick the rest of these up so I can get down and get some lunch. Yeah, well, they've got the automatic. Eagle was telling me the other day that if you want to do 10 or 20k clicks, he said that the automatic crafting that you can put on is more efficient, because he says it does an amazing amount of clicks per hour while you're offline. So if you do your 15, 20k clicks EP2 on automatic at the crafting machine, it will probably get them smashed out in a few hours. Because it's a lot quicker, he said. And you don't have to leave your computer on. Bonus. Just got to make sure you put your blueprint back in your book at the end because it takes your blueprint out. Ah, I see, yes. Yeah, because I suppose when you do the automatic one, it just does an algorithm rather than the machine running. And the other thing too is that about running the machine manually is that, you know, obviously the game has loot cycles. If you're running it manually and you're crafting slower than the automatic crafting, well then you might be crafting during one of those loot waves and get your rare BPs and even a HOF. Yeah, no, you're right. Manual crafting probably is the better approach. I manual craft. I don't put automatic on that often. I like to have the machine running. I mean, it's usually doing something else anyway, so. Ah, okay, yep. Well, you know what? You got to go with what people know. We know that it's a quirky game, and it has its nuances, and any little bit of information we can get is worth it. Yeah, I mean, I got solar power. I got 40 panels of solar on my roof, so for me, crafting and a battery, so crafting at any time of the day is sort of free, in effect, for electricity consumption. The only time my battery doesn't have enough power is when it's been cloudy and overcast, like today's pretty cloudy and overcast, and on a normal general day, sort of during summer, the battery will run out about 2 a.m. And then, well, everyone's asleep and no one's really doing anything, so the power consumption is low between 2 and maybe 6. But then people get up at 6 and start cooking and turning heaters on and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty good. Power's very expensive in Australia, 58 cents a kilowatt. So our house generally chews about 1.5 to 2 kilowatts an hour. So you're looking between 75 cents and $1 an hour for power in Australia. And that's going to go up when the AI data centers go up and everyone's got an electric car. So it's very, very expensive to have power in Australia. Okay, we're going to teleport out of here. Let's wrap this up. Give us 5 minutes to clean the whole package up. Even my sister lives in Queensland, which is a northern state of Australia, and their power bills there, because the mining conglomerates have a heap of power stations there, their power there is a third of the price what we pay here. Because people in Victoria, the government in Victoria is sort of, they're trying to adapt the whole European, oh, we're going to go green, we're going to shut all the coal-fired, gas-fired power stations down. But that comes at a massive cost. And even though a heap of houses here have got solar power, well, we live in the south of Australia. We don't get as much sun as they do in the northern and mid parts of Australia. So we're sort of stuck relying on coal and gas, but they want to shut it all down. And not only that, we've got geothermal area out in the Latrobe Valley there, and they haven't tapped it. They've got no power generation from the geothermal that's right there available for us to use, and they won't tap it. So I don't know what's going on. Overseas companies own all of our power companies anyway, so any money the power companies here make goes overseas. That's why our country's going broke. Richest, poorest country in the world, Australia is. Now, I learnt my lesson from the other week. I have actually learnt how to raid another Twitch streamer. So, I'm just going to quickly refine all this stuff. And what do we got here? I'll get the vehicle on board first. Which one's our vehicle? Must be this one. Put that in there. Quickly refine all this. So what do we end up getting? We got a little bit of stuff. I'm going to keep everything today because not the growth molecules, they can go. But the rest of it, I wouldn't mind keeping for a bit of a crafting session. I hope we've got enough blores to do the... I'll put the metal plating on when I'm downstairs eating lunch. Oh, it was good to get back to mining after doing all that hunting last week. You know, hunting's okay, but it's not really my thing. But I don't mind doing it every now and again for sure. Okay, refine all that. I'm going to recycle the growth molecules. And empty the vehicle. Merge all stacks. Man, I'm so hungry. I had like a cup of porridge for breakfast and it was not enough food. They reckon your body keeps you plump, eh? You fight with diets and exercise and your body just wants to keep you plump for survival instincts. Beautiful thing, but difficult to deal with. Oh, wow. I was going to say, where's all my ores gone? So, dump all this in here and merge what we can. Most of it merged. Yeah, not too bad. Got a bit of gas and grease. I should have enough melching now for my daily, so I'll do that when I'm leaving. Oh, shit, I had all this on me too. Damn it. Damn it. Luckily, we didn't run out of room. Let's just go there. I was meant to be popping skill pills and everything. What's this one? Nutristim 5. Okay. I'm going to... So, do I have any mining boxes on me? No, I don't. I've just got all this other shit. Okay, so... Candy canes. Where'd my candy canes go? Where do they live now? In the miscellaneous tab? No? Because I did loot some. Where do candy canes go now? Oh, I don't know. They were there. We've got 234 ped of nanocubes, so which means we will be able to perform our end of stream 100 EP3 clicks on full condition. So let's just do that. Knock that out of the road. I don't know where those fucking candy canes went, man. I looted 20 candy canes out of those boxes. Let's just put explosive. And we'll do our 101 clicks and see what happens. There we go. And this will see us out for the day. Well, yeah. Usually I do between 500 and 800 clicks on EP3. But last couple of weeks I've been doing 101 clicks end of stream EP3 on full condition. Just for, you know, just for a bit of a gimmick at the end of the stream. Sometimes it turns out pretty good. Sometimes it doesn't turn out very good at all. Either way, it's pretty good. Need the residue. As you can see, I've only got 24 ped of residue. I'm going to need at least 2,000 ped for my next guncraft. What have we got here? Oh, it's so cold here. My brother's really bent on Mogcoin. He thinks Mogcoin is the thing that's going to go up in the next, you know, before here in Christmas. But I'm having a hard time believing him. No, Wendy's is closing a heap of their stores, eh? Is that like an ice cream store over there? Milkshakes? I'm going to have 3 sausages chopped up tasty cheese in a wrap and put it in the toaster griller. While it's cooking, I'm going to eat another sausage just to make sure. I might make coffee. It's very cold. Wouldn't want a nice hot coffee for my lunch. With my lunch. Oh, there we go. We got a global. We are halfway to our required 202 break-even PED amount. I see a lot of people are mining the LAs where the mobs were or are still. Oh no, he's using level 13 amps. You know, I haven't seen that person that got the 400,000 PED Fomahoff a few years ago. Remember that? 423,000 PED of NARC it was or something. And I'm imagining they would have had to log into the game every day to pull out whatever they needed to out of the tower. I don't know how many days worth that is to pull that out, but if the limit's only like 4,000 PED a day, that's 1,000 days, isn't it? No, 100 days. Yeah. Yeah, it was Jenny Frau something. Some funny name like that. I never saw them in the game before they got that off, and I only ever saw them in the game after they started to have to pull that money out of that tower, and now I haven't seen that person in the game for I don't know how long now. I don't know. I always used to be very dubious of characters that would come in, get this massive hoff and then leave. And then you'd back check their Entropia life or their character and there's no data there. It's not as if they've played the game for 5 years or anything. There's just no data. It's just like, I've always been suspect of Mindark coming in. Hey, thanks for the follow, Mousebeard. Coming in, grabbing some of their hard-earned, or not their hard-earned, our hard-earned, and then just leaving. I mean, how do we know? We don't know, do we? I mean, if they know exactly where to drop the probes to get the big claims, that's a problem. That's a back-end / game problem. They should be just in the dark as much as we are of where things are going to happen. But if they know exactly where to do things, or if they can just like type something on a data sheet to make it happen, that's not good, man. As it is, they can print money out of thin air, you know. You know, when you launch a stablecoin in the crypto market, you're required to have it backed by something, right? And then you use the stablecoin to trade for cryptos. What about PED? They can just print it out of thin air. There's nothing backing PED. They can print it out of thin air, come into the game, buy a heap of stuff, and then they can withdraw that into real life currency. You know, or trade it for you for your real life currency. They can buy your gun, your $95,000. I saw someone advertising a $95,000 gun. 95,000 PED, so 9.5k USD, right? So you sell that gun to them. They give you 95,000 PED from thin air. And then they give that 95,000 PED to another character. And then that character initiates a withdrawal. The PED came from the company, so they're not going to say no, that's not valid money. Because it came from them in the first place. I'm just saying the PED should have some sort of auditing process and some sort of ability to tell that it's backed by something. Not just some company that can just print it out of thin air. No wonder Mindark wants to be a bank, because that's what banks do. They borrow you money on 10% of the money that, on say if you got a $50,000 deposit, they borrow you $500,000 from thin air. You know, it's a problem. It's a real big problem. And yet they're the ones that go broke all the time. It's funny, isn't it? Banks and this game can print money from thin air, but they're the ones that are always asking for bailouts and go broke. Pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. But anyway, you know, we know what the game is. It's a monster that we know how to deal with, and all we can ever hope is that the ownership's changed hands, you know, and people that run it has changed hands. The problem with trustful entities instead of trustless, like in crypto, is that the game will change according to whoever's running it. They could change this game tomorrow morning, and you would just have to deal with it because we've all invested so much money and time into the game. We're at their behest, and I don't like it. I actually, not too bad, 234 pets, so we actually made 20 pet off that one. In my closing statement of today's stream, I'm going to say, if I've got an investment business running in Entropia, so I'm obliged to log in, craft, make guns, and make a profit. That's a part of the business model. And I can't get out of it until I've got the money to pay all my investors out and close the business, which I don't have at the moment. But I'm telling you right now, if someone walked up to me tomorrow morning and said, I'll give you 30 grand for your character, I would not be emailing them the password fast enough. I'd pay all my investors out and keep the remaining amount in my hand and go and buy Bitcoin with it. That's exactly what I would do. And I wouldn't look back for a second. I'd still play the game. I'd start a fresh avatar. I wouldn't care. I'd sell this avatar, and I think 30 grand's good because the amount of time, human time it takes to get to where I've gotten with this character is by itself priceless. And, you know, you could port all my skills over to the new character. But I'd do that. I'd do it tomorrow morning. No problem. No worries, Andrew, and everyone else. Thank you for joining the stream. I'm going to go have some lunch. 4 billion sausages. Today went good. And I'm happy. All right. See you guys tomorrow, hopefully. You know, like I said, sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I got stuff on. But if everything's good, I'll be good.